Oh, all right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another day, another stream. I wasn't exactly expecting to be streaming today, but plans got shuffled around a bit, and now I'm here. And I'm glad I can be because today is the announcement of Pokemon. Or wow, that's bad. Temtem Showdown becoming free on Steam. So now anyone who wants to try out Temtem, the competitive scene, can now do so for free. So please check it out if you haven't. And for all the new players out there, I would love to help you and offer some advice. Because I'm a pretty high ranking player. I've been playing the game for like 2 years now, so I know a lot of stuff and I'd love to help out. Also, in today's video, I'm going to be making and trying out a new player-friendly team, because that's something I should have done a long time ago, and it escaped me. But we're going to do that now. So if anyone is interested and wants to play that team, I want to have it available. You can, for anyone new to the stream, you can see all my team codes that I've been running through the week on the right side of the screen. Most of those stuff I play is primarily off meta, not stuff you would typically see and might not even be viable. But if it's something that interests you, you can just type in the code. I'm sure there's some way to do that on the Temtem Showdown. I haven't actually opened it yet because it was a pretty big download, and I still have access to everything on the game itself, so that's currently what I'm using. So the first thing on this team is going to be a Tolkien. Tolkien's a very strong Tem, good offensive typing, very consistent in everything it wants to do, well-rounded stats, and offers a little bit of burn supports. Second Tem is going to be Volphy. Pretty similar, lots of options, good defensive typing, good offensive moves. A very strong trait with Team Elusive. I'm going to use Sandstorm, but Volphy has lots of good options. Let's see. For a water type, I'm going to recommend Ukama. Ukama is like the special attacking water type. Has very high speed, second highest in the game. It's tied with a couple other Tems for that. Got Hydrologist to power up all of its stab moves. I might end up using a lot of terms in here that new players aren't familiar with, so I apologize. For those of you who are watching on stream, feel free to ask any questions in chat. For those of you watching the VOD or on YouTube, I guess on YouTube you can put comments and I'll answer them and all possible. But VOD folks are just gonna have to catch me online, or you can just DM me on Discord. Alright, so since we have Ukama, we're gonna want a toxic type for synergy with Water Cannon. There's lots of good toxic types, and there's lots of things you can do with like Venom Spread. Hazrat's pretty solid. Might end up choosing him. Yggdrasil's also good. Garunder. There's actually a lot of good options here. I think for now we'll do Hazrat, because Hazrat also has synergy with Ukama. Oh, actually, I stand corrected. Adoraboros. Very strong in this meta. It's pretty tanky. Highest special defense stat in the game. It has a little bit of support options with Denigrate, which can lower your opponent's special attack. And Toxic Skin, whenever it's attacked, once per turn, it'll inflict your opponents with poison. A very strong option. Yeah, so now we'll just pick some other consistent Tems. Mouflank is very strong. Both of its traits are really good. I'm gonna do Unnoticed for this. Nope, I stand corrected. We're gonna use Hurrywart. Hurrywart removes one hold whenever Mouflank comes onto the field. So it would be able to use these hold moves instantly, rather than other Tems they have to wait a turn. So So it's a really nice advantage to have. And Held Anger is a very strong turn, or move after a couple turns. High base damage. Let's see, what else can we round out this team with? Use a crystal type. I think we might throw my favorite on here, and that's going to be Tuvine. Not my favorite Tem of all time, but probably my favorite crystal type. Super easy to use. I throw it on like every team. It's got extra coverage with Nox Bomb. Very strong offensive options with Feather Gatling and Crystal Plume Gatling. And then priority with Turbine. We'll probably use Receptive as well. So far we're looking pretty good on a type chart. Maybe a little weak to electric. So another earth type might be nice, or an electric type of our own. I know that there's a lot of strong electric types. Minotaur, now that Hasty Lunge is back, Minotaur's solid. Golzy is also good. Actually, I'm curious, what do they recommend us at the top here? Grunder's an electric type, okay. Welcome Preds. Just played someone on ladder with max speed Tuvine. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of surprising. Tuvine really shines with its defensive bulk. But it can definitely catch you off guard when it's running a lot of speed. I think I'm going to go with Golzy. Golzy is like the definition of a green circle Tem. Very easy to use. I could even run Sparkling Bullet on it since we have a move flank, but I think I'm just going to use Hasty Lunge. And then we'll use Charged Iron Filings. Just because spread moves are always nice, they offer a lot of utility. Raise a Fin, hello, welcome. Good to see some familiar faces around. Let's see, what can this team use? Golzy and Ukama both kind of counter the blue screen spam. I'd like to have... I guess Volfi does too, so that's 3 options, and then we'll have bait on Tuvine, so... I just don't want the new players to have 0 options against that since it's very strong. But once we see the nerf, we'll be able to manage it a lot better. Second electric maybe? I'm not sure what other second electric would be. Amphitheater doesn't offer too much to this team. Scaravolt's too slow, Ragnit's buffs weren't really enough. Still don't know how they determine what to put down here. Like, why is Tuvine and Tolkien even here? I already have them on the team. Yankee? I guess we could try Yankee. I was hoping for a lot of Tems with like turn 1 stab options. But I guess, yeah, Volfi's got Dust Vortex on a hold. We'll try Yankee for now. Yankee is the strongest special attacking electric outside of like a center type or Chromion, I think. It might even surpass that because of its ability Specmaster. Specmaster increases the damage of special techniques by 50%, which is a huge amount. Okay, so now that we have our team, we're going to start making spreads. Tolkien likes to hit a certain speed breakpoint, usually 221. Because, for those that don't know, the speed breakpoints of 221 will outspeed a 2 prio of... Yeah, you know, honestly, it's... I could go through a lot of intro stuff, but this isn't really meant to be a huge intro video. I think a lot of the stuff is covered in the little videos that Crema put out to help new players. So if anyone has any specific questions, I'd maybe refer to those first. So this is my favorite Tolkien set. The PvP tutorial. Yeah, I mean, there's honestly a lot of those out there. I'm not sure if yeah, somehow your team made it in. Yeah, I was, I saw that. That's actually really cool. We'll just put a little bit of speed creep to rocks. 81 stamina allows you to triple plague, which is your most expensive move. And then I think we just go max HP and then the rest in special attack. Yep, this is fine. I want to hit at least 300 speed just to beat opposing goalsies. Hellfire's kind of trash now. Yeah, it did kind of get wrecked. This Akama's not going to be very bulky, but that's okay. It'll be fast. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. I might put more bulk in that later. For beta, Inner Spirit beta, it should be like 76 stamina. I think we're gonna do like 300 defense. Just because its special defense is already naturally high, we can invest more in defense than just pure HP. Speed, once again, we'll just do hit 165. Speed creep Turok's. Turok's a very strong Tem. Has been for a long time. And whatever's left, we'll just put in HP. It's not going to be much, yeah. It's okay. Move flank, since it's Ray War, we want to hit 232. Hello, Johnny. Thanks for stopping by. Didn't. I have no idea who that is. So 81 stamina allows move flank to basically stay on the board as long as it wants to. Max attack to just deal a lot of damage. And high HP. Content. Yes, hello, Laura Weaver. Welcome. I'm gonna make a fairly easy to use team to help out newer players that are interested now that Showdown's free. I want anyone who wants content to be able to have it. I'm hoping a few newer players stop by and ask questions, and I can help them out. But we'll see. Golzy. Golzy needs just a tiny bit of HP in order to survive like most crystal spikes in the game. I guess I can make my Golzy Luma because of my Sparzy. That's kind of cool. I see Peeps picking the Hellfire aggro team only to realize it sucks. I hope that they find it to be really fun, and even though it sucks, that they at least enjoyed it. Actually not sure what the Golzy HP breakpoint is to live like a CPG or something. I know that like the entirety of Rio of Tem did that. So I am going to check that real quick on Temtem, just because it's a really common thing I run into, because I play 2-Vine on a lot of my teams, that Golzys somehow survive a CPG, which is insane damage. It's actually quite a bit of invest. Like 123. Grandma killed it. Just wait till they kills on meditation. Didn't even get to survive. This spread is honestly kind of random. I'd actually like to just take out a speed and put in attack because you can't account for every single speed matchup. 267's decent. It outspeeds a lot of stuff. 273, 274. I have no idea if that's a breakpoint for anything. If it is, I'm not familiar with it. Inky. Kinda just want to go 81 stamina. You can stay on the field a long time. Once again, max special attack. I believe it's 12 HP. Nope, it's 13 to live a mix C spikes. And rest and speed. I lied. We're not putting any in. Any in stamina because speed's really important on Inky. I might actually even take out the. Nope. Okay. So it needs just a little bit. 68 stamina allows for triple Thunder Strike. Max out speed just for Inky mirror matches. And then rest and special attack. Still very high. And that should be good. Now for items. Slingshot is a very good item on Inky because it can proc off of DC Beam and Bright Beam. Golzy gets Adrenaline Shot because Hasty Lunge OXs the user after attacking, so this allows it to attack twice. Oh, Slingshot. Thank you for reminding me that Slingshot got reworked, and now Inky doesn't have a real item. I'm sad now. You know what? The second best item I've seen on Inky has been... where is it? Pan's Sunscreen. Because Fiery Soul from other opposing tokens is very common, and this prevents you from getting burned and allows you to still one-shot token. Res Badge. Just extra damage on Mooflink because it's only using neutral types. Always run Pan Sunscreen on Inky. Yeah, it's definitely one of its best items. If not, it's probably it is its best item now. That's Slingshot got reworked. Bait on Tuvine, very good. It's receptive, so it'll get an extra turn of the effects as well. Ukama is really flexible with items. I'm gonna save that one till later. Tolkien's a good user of marbles because it has a good offensive typing. It can threaten out a lot of Tems. Volfi also can run on quite a few items, but we're going to use handcuffs because most of the time you're going to be pressing Plague, which exhausts your opponent, and also because of handcuffs it will apply Trapped, which can be a very nice utility to have. Adoro, you usually want a bulky item on it, either Reactive Vial or Nutrition Bar. Since Toxic's a really nice defensive type, I think we're going to run Nutrition Bar for now. But both options are very good. And I think we're going to run Chamomile on our Ukama for now. Yeah. Because this gives Ukama an item to prevent opposing negative statuses, which is very nice for it. I'm gonna post the code now, just so if anyone hops in the stream and wants to kind of play along with me, they can. I was gonna call it Easy Team. Should get the idea across, right? Might even wipe the rest of them for this stream. Just so that people understand. And Well, I can't really turn off the scroll right now. So we're just going to jump into queue. I've got a Spreal radar going right now because on the team I've been using, I have a Cernif, so might as well try for a Luma since it's Park week. Hello, True Frost, welcome. Oh, we found a match real quick. Right. Am I up to? Just finished team building this new player-friendly team. We're gonna test it out, get some games on it. Ladder popping? Yeah, I mean, I hope I see ladder be a lot more popular right now. The ADC? That's unfortunate. Maybe I should kind of like spend a little more time in pick ban then. You've just crash landed on Island 3. Nice, so you're still working your way through the campaign. Island 3 can be a bit rough, but once you make it through there, you get to the 4th island, which is my favorite part of the story. Won't spoil anything though, you'll just have to see. Playing his old team again. Thank you for the follow, Fernie. Oh, you're doing a Nuzlocke, right, okay. I should be paying attention to what to ban here. We have options for hedging. I think we're gonna ban Nesla. My favorite farm animal. It's a very good question. I mean, chickens are goofy. Goats are also kind of cool. So probably one of those two. My favorite tractor? I don't know tractors well enough. The ones that go faster on the roads, I guess. Least favorite tractor? The slow ones. I don't know about other countries or states, but here in the Midwest, there's a lot of tractors that kind of drive on the side of the road during planting season. Any tips on Island 3? For a Nuzlocke, I'm not sure. It kind of depends on what temps you got on the previous islands. I'm kind of hoping like a grandpa from the first island is gonna help. Because it's a wind type that's not weak to crystal, it's very strong. Most of the wind types in the game are actually the 2-eye evolutions, and you don't have access to those until later on in the game. But Grandpa's one you get early. Lawali and Saku aren't bad, but the problem is that they're weak to Toxic, which is one of the main types on the island. So Grandpa's your best bet if possible. Any fire types you got on the second island, definitely good to use those. Any Temtem that are good to use on Island 3. Gialis is really good. Most of the crystal types are going to be super useful. Nidris or Phil, just by itself, can be really nice because of Toxic Affinity, but if you get one with the wrong trait, it's kind of sad. Also, it's not able to hit other Toxics very well, especially without Narcoleptic hit. Name in the chat. Yalis. Yalis. Yeah, that's kind of a goofy name. I don't even know if that's the correct pronunciation, but that's how I've always said it. Surely this Tolkien leaves, right? I wouldn't be that surprised if we just see a Plague Fiery Soul, but I would outspeed with a DC Beam and Hasty, so it would be a little surprising. And double the Lawali. I mean, a token swap in for the Inky wouldn't be bad at all. And then I just like uppercut the token. If for some reason the token does stay in, it should be in Hasty Lunge range after that. How did I change my username? You just go into your profile and you're able to do it. You can only do it once every like 2 months though. So gotta be careful. Also, you can't change back to the same name you had until it's been like 6 months, so it's pretty difficult. He stayed in. Yep, that is a token that stayed in. I'm not even sure if a hasty kills. That seems like a pretty bulky token. So I'm going to click Fiery Soul and Charged Iron. Yeah, you must have just missed it then, Lore Weaver. Yeah, unfortunately when I changed my name, just plain Magnetonics is taken. The name recycle system in Twitch isn't fantastic. It makes it needs to be like a completely inactive account, not even like opening the app in like a year or something, so kind of rough. Reactive Vial token, interesting. Resin Trap, I think Goldsy goes down here, if not it's really close. Oh, I think it lives. Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of team this is. Now you see why I stayed in. Yeah, I saw it was pretty bulky. Definitely surprised to see the Reactive Vial though. But I mean, I just Fiery Soul the Lawali now, and if possible, do I need the Goldsy for anything? I don't think so. Sif neutral? Oh yeah, duh. I'm trolling. I was just burned, so that's why I did less damage. The game is bugged. Don't see your opponent's gears. Yeah, haha. They fixed that. I think the tournaments is still going to be open info, the invitational. So that'll be interesting to see. Lawali goes down. Guess my token's faster than it. I think the token can take a DC beam, but honestly I'm not sure. Maybe we see a hedge in here. And then they like double token maybe. I'm not quite sure. Like, I'm not afraid of my opponent's token because Inky can deal with it. The Inky here is kind of a problem, but I also have Wolfie. So max speed Inky's 296, max speed Goldsy is... My Goldsy's not max speed. Alright, I know I'm switching after this game. So a token's gonna get Rotten Good and DC beamed. Or Bright beamed. Rotten Good Bright beam. But then I get a hit off on the Inky. Whatever. I'm just gonna click green circles. That's what this team's kind of designed to do anyways. There's a Rotten Goo. It's actually on the Goldsy. Interesting. I don't think Fire Soul kills this Inky, unfortunately. Oh, it will after the burn. That's super nice. If it was pan sunscreen, the diffuser on it actually matters. Oh man, and I live because of the burn. That's so strong. That's just so good for me. Inky's pretty free here now. Hedgen doesn't have a fire move up. Tolkien dies to a DC beam. There's always the possibility that we're going to see an aquatic and a harmful microwaves on the Inky. I probably don't live that. How's Mushy? Mushy is kind of bad until it evolves. It just doesn't have a lot it can do. Early I live whirlwind microwave. Trust. I mean, even if I don't, I'm not overly afraid, but I'm also just thinking the safe play is probably just to DC beam the Hedgen. No, I get outsped anyways. So it doesn't matter. So yeah, I just Tornado T-Strike. Pinkamus. Yeah, Platypus Luma is pretty cool. Oh, to generify Hedgen, I guess there was double neutral on the team. I should have hit the Platypus then. That kind of sucks for me. Orphil's good if you get Toxic Affinity, but it can't hit other Toxics or even Crystals, which are what you're going to see a lot of on that island. I pretty much just have to Goring the Hedgen, make sure it goes down. I can still tank Hellfire. I know I can, but the safe play here is to just have move flank Goring, because Platypus doesn't have priority, it allowed speed. And swap to Volphy, who will be immune to Hellfire. Bronze Gaming. I mean, I'm a diamond, but hello Grunty, welcome. Platypus swapping out here is really good for me too, because that means we won't have Aquatic up next turn. Though it's not like it'll be available to finish me off or anything. It'll swap in now, the Hedgen's dead. Energy Hellfire did a lot of damage to move flank though. I think special defense is very low. I swapped out the Platypus to get the Fake Beard proc, because he knows it has to carry the late game. That makes sense. I'm doing 2 Sandstorm here, because it should kill the Tolkien no matter what, and also it'll break evasion if the Platypus decides to Toxin Shower. If it gets to a situation where it's just Volphy versus Platypus, yeah. You got Silver 3. Day 1 was nice. Not playing the game plus blue screen. Oh, yeah. Blue screen's kind of giving everyone issues. It is probably a little overtuned. But probably it is. I hope it's in a good state after the hotfix. I think it'll be alright, but I mean, I've seen some pretty good arguments that it's going to be really strong even after the changes, so... How to break your neutrality Barnshi out. Yeah, I mean, there's a few counters. I'm running Splitter Molgu on my main team. And then there's stuff like... Team Elusive with Volphy actually avoids blue screen since it's a spread move now. Still gets got by Voodoo. Waddle, but Other than that, it's pretty solid. Cowards Rest Grumper, Mulgu Gaming. Yeah, I mean the last like 2 streams before this, I was using Mulgu, and I'll probably go back to it after this one. I just wanted to be, or to have a new player friendly team, since we got all the new players stopping by and checking out the game now. It's funny, like, when I tried my full rest rate team right before the patch came out, Cowards Rest Grumper was the one time I didn't click rest on once. So to see it actually be the best counter is really funny. Yeah, Grumper's type is definitely like the best against Digis. Gotta remember to turn on hold to run so I don't accidentally break the radar. That would be sad. How's Blues? Blues is alright. Bully is kind of a fun ability. Unfortunately, I don't know very much about like Nuzlocke or random lock strategies. I'm mainly just a competitive player. You know, come on, Razo. There's no reason to be negative. Actually, good news for once. I really hope we see some players stick around. I'm going to introduce my friends to it at least. I know that they weren't particularly interested in the whole story or anything, but I can get them to at least try the game now. I'll be like, it's free, even if you don't like it, who cares? Plus, once the anime comes out, then it's going to bring a lot more players too. I just feel like most players are still going to buy the base game because that's going to be the best way to learn the game. Even with the tutorial videos, I'm not sure what it's going to be or how they're going to learn very well. What anime? The Temtem is actually getting an anime. They're working on it. They're in the very, very early stages though, so don't expect it to be out for a long time. Hope the anime comes out before they stop TemCS. Well, yeah, well, I'm not sure if we're gonna get that lucky, but it would be cool if it does. They got the creators of Avatar: Lost Airbender, yeah. That's really cool. I remember watching that show when I was a kid. It was a lot of fun. Right, round 2 against Zekro. See a pretty bulky team here. I am expecting a Tolkien ban, but then again, there is a Scaravolt. He's got double melees. Actually, I might ban the Goldsy. It's kind of threatening to my team. iStory, hello, welcome. Like I said, I'm kind of expecting a ban on my Tolkien here. Oh, really? It's on the Volphy. So he must want to bring the Scaravolt. Scaravolt has the ability Good Friend. And my only remaining counter to it is Ukama, so it can kind of be a threat. I'm going to bring Mooflank though. There's no mentals on my opponent's team, so it's not resisted by anything, and it's very strong offensively. Could be half full. I've really doubted on this team. Half full's... it just is the worst trait, honestly. Good Friend gives so much value. Plus if he pairs it next to Nidrasil, he can just smack it with the spores, heal it, and swap it out. Oh, I guess you're right. That would be an argument for half full. So it could be. But we see. Okay, interesting. Turok and Saku. Oh, Saku got Pedal Dagger this patch. Amidst everything else it lost. So possibly. Uh, so it might be running that move. So I can't bring in Ukama freely. Normally I used to run Frond Whip, which I wouldn't have to be afraid of turn 1. Tolkien's just going to be the best thing here. It's not weak to Stone Ball, and it can send a Fiery Soul out at Saku. I'll be banning the Scaravolt now, because my Earth type was banned, and my Water is most likely to be now as well. Even if it's not, there's lots of Water resists here, probably an Amphibian Psypat that I just don't want to deal with. Tuvine goes down, my best Toxic counter. I'm gonna bring Inky, because Inky can hit a lot of things really hard. And because you pick Gialis, I'm gonna pick Ukama, just so that I have something that can deal a lot of damage to it. After that is kind of rough. I think I'm gonna go Adoro. It can hit Saku, it can wall Nidrasil. Inner Spirit can hit Turok as well. Beta Burst, neutral on Gialis, and super effective against Psypat. It's Camel Saku, so it is not not Kaleido like was said in chat. Hellfire came out, nobody thought it would be a problem. So when you came in, everyone went like realized it was a problem, or decided it was a problem. Yeah, it's the same thing when I played Bamboozle. Nobody really complained about Bamboozle before I played it. It's probably bait on the Turok since it's not Fake Beard. I want to swap Tolkien out here because it's going to be really important for me against Gialis later on. Plus, it still isn't a bad Ukama board. It's not great, but it's not bad. Hello, Kip. Welcome. Saku swaps out. No surprises there. How was the camping trip? It was pretty good. I didn't do a whole lot special. We went on the lake, hung out a bit. There was actually a amusement park nearby. We ended up going go-karting, so that was super cool. I'm gonna base jump the Psypat because I'm gonna want as much damage on that as I can get. I might just leave Ukama in here to eat whatever Psypat's got, because it's not gonna be super useful this game. I'm gonna use Water Cannon instead of Aquatic though, so I can still use Aquatic next turn. Nidrasil coming in, no surprise. I would have just got the extra chip on the Psypat, but I knew that it's very likely gonna be Amphibian, which would be really bad if I gave it a boost. Should be able to Bestial Charge and that'll kill Psypat. I'm gonna hold on to Ukama now, for Gialis at least. And this is a really good Adora board. It resists both of the stabs here. The only issue is if Psypat does finish off Moonflank with a Nicho, but that's about the same damage as the Schween's Horn Nox Bomb, so I don't think it'll kill. Serial Stream Drac. Need a better Earth move. Yeah. Drakash got... it got nerfed more than it got buffed this last patch. Really unfortunate to see. Even if they do, they seem to be hesitant on giving it another Earth move. Like an offensive one like Dust Vortex or Soil Steam. So it would be cool if they gave it like possibly a support move it could actually make use of. I'm not sure what that would involve. Or maybe if they gave it like a nasty plot equivalent or like a special attack heat up would be cool. Pack goes down. Good chip on the Nidrasil. Allergic spread, that'll hurt move flank. I think it goes down after the 3 ticks, but Adoro isn't worried. A special attack heat up. I mean, like something exclusive on Drakash, because Drakash needs something, and if they're just gonna give it tiny buffs and ignore the big problem, that's not gonna solve anything. Adoro does not like the turbine coming its way, but I do have a lot of defense invest in it, so I think I'll be okay. And Nidrasil won't be able to touch it at all. Not Madness buff. I mean, I guess it is really squishy, so even the health loss on Madness buff wouldn't help it much. New trait plus 20% Earth damage. Yeah, give it Earth Affinity. That would be interesting, but I'm not sure if that would be enough. They can rework Heat Discharge too. Maybe fine if we don't want to give it Madness buff. Maybe we turn Heat Discharge into like Flash Fire. Gets hit with a fire type move, gets a special attack boost or something. Primal Groudon Desolate Land. Fire Custodian. I feel like that would only hurt the fire spam even more. Make Drakash set up Sunny Day. Well, what would Sunny Day do? Just boost fire attacks for the next couple turns? They seem to be... There's not a whole lot of like... I guess that would be interesting, yeah. If they make fire attacks on the entire field do more damage, that would be interesting. Because you could have an ally with fire, and it would do extra damage, and you wouldn't have to be worried, because Drakash is 4 times resist to fire, so you wouldn't have to worry about giving your opponents a boost. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Maybe something like that would work. Gonna Water Cannon. That should kill. Adoro's not gonna outspeed, so I'm just gonna denigrate, predicting a swap. He actually swapped into Gialis, which is kind of nice for me. Getting some chip here. It's not bait, so it'll take toxic damage here. It's resistant, so it only takes 1 tick, but we'll see. Noxious Bomb. If I had Emanip, I could have killed, but I do not. Might be a max speed Gialis, actually. Saku here doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna Aquatic Whirlwind the Gialis here. Hope to outspeed. I'm not sure if I will. If it is max speed, it'll win the speed tie. And I'm also gonna Beta Burst, just to make sure that the Gialis dies. I can always bring in Tolkien as well. And that can deal with the Saku. See sharp stabs on the Ukama, so it is like max speed, or at least more than 300 speed. Boomerang on Adoro, not really surprising, but kind of unfortunate, because it'll outspeed me next turn as well, and get a hit off. Now I just bring in Tolkien. I already sold the Saku. Chip damage with marbles on Tarak's nice. On the off chance I live, I'll just Inner Spirit the Tarak, but that's not happening. There's no reason for him not to Boomerang Adoro and just Stoneball Tolkien. He could Rockfall predicting a swap into Inky, but it's just safer for me to save the Inky. Because a T-Strike does like 50% of Tarak's health, I'm pretty sure. Try and ship the rock? Well, it's a dead rock now. I don't know what buttons he clicked, but they were not the correct ones. Maybe he did click Rockfall and my Adoro's just speed crept out speed base speed Turok. Yeah, GG's Zekro. Still D1, D2. Why'd he click Narco? Cause he probably just doubled into Tolkien to kill it. Maybe thought an Adoro Inky late game would be easier than a Tolkien Inky one. And he just thought a Stoneball Narco might kill. Because, yeah, Tolkien can resist both of Saku's stabs. Narco's the only thing he can hit for effective damage. Did I queue up? I did. Getting through the battle pass, we're super close. Yeah, I mean, we're getting there for the Phuket hat. Again, nice. Okay, I like facing him with my fun teams rather than like a meta team, but it is what it is. It's also nice that we haven't seen any blue screens yet today. You love Inky so much. Yeah, it's a really cool Tem, super strong too, and also welcome Mask. Grandpa, it looks like a turbo team. My melee was banned, so I'm probably gonna ban Volfi out. Inky is looks pretty good here. Thank you for the follow as well, Mask. Yeah, the only thing that resists Inky here is Gialis, which unless it's running Glass Blade, doesn't have a turn one crystal moves. I guess they get double gash, but I live a double gash and or a crystal bite, either one. Let's see, and the only thing that kills Tolkien is Platamus. So I think I just go Tolkien Inky. Really good options into his entire team. If I get the chance, I'm banning either Platamus or Hedgen. Because both of those are things that can outspeed me and threaten me. We see the Gazuma, so we're going to see a Tesla prison on the token, so it wins the trade on the second turn. Not overly surprising, but a bit unfortunate. If I ban the Hedgen, we're gonna see Adoro banned out for sure. So I'm gonna ban the Platamus. What are my thoughts on new Showdown for free? Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I really hope it brings more players to the game. I know I'm gonna get a couple of my friends in to at least give the game a try now. I might even do like a coaching session with one of them, just kind of like figure out what it's like to help a brand new player with no exposure to Temtem and only a bit of a Pokemon background. If I can convince him to. And then that way it might be a good learning experience for anyone who's interested. I want to be able to help out the newer players as much as possible and hope they stick around. He's taking a long time to figure out what to ban. Adoro leaves Momo pretty threatening. It also, Adoro's really threatening for Momo and also for Mashuk, so it's a good pick for me here, even though we're going to see Grandpa picked up and these two also hit it. There's no mentals, so Gialis is also very strong. I'm not sure if I want to pick Tuvine. If he picks Mashuk and Hedgen, for some reason, I'm not going to want Tuvine at all. Alright. I am pretty tempted to bring in Tuvine for the Tolkien turn 1. Just so I can CPG threaten the Gazuma. And yet, I'm going to bring Volphy instead. The reason I do that is because I want something else to do with Hedgen. Because otherwise my entire team loses to Hedgen if Inky goes down, since he banned Ukama. New Showdown, I think companies should sponsor some Pokemon competitive players to try it. Yeah, I've heard that mentioned a lot, but the counter argument I've heard is that if Pokemon competitive players start playing Temtem, then they're going to kind of lose their sponsorships and popularity with Pokemon and Nintendo. So that could be really bad, actually. And so anyone who tries it might end up saying bad things about the game just to turn people to play Pokemon more. Alright. I would like some damage on this Gialis. I don't know if it's speedy or not yet. Only thing I need Tolkien for is to kill the Gialis. We could see a swap into Hedgen here. I think I'm actually just going to Fiery Soul and Thunder Strike the Gialis. I know it's kind of weird, but if he swaps into Hedgen, which he did not, I needed to cover the swap. Plus, depending on how much damage this T-Strike does, I might be able to finish it off with a DC Beam. Oh, that's kind of close. I think I'm going to try it, assuming I do survive, which I should. Yep, that hurts. Tesla Prison on the Tolkien, no surprise. Free Showdown might be the beginning of the end of Temtem. Free Showdown will be the only thing left in a few years. They said the servers take like no maintenance, so we don't really have to worry too much, I don't think. Temtem will be around, but the players might not be as much. And that's what's sad. It does seem like a bit of like a desperate play from Crema just to get any possible new players that haven't seen the game yet. But it's also like probably their best play right now. Kind of a gamble. I hope it works out though. I love this game. Even if it does die, I think I'm going to stick around for a while. As long as I can. Thought they said they wanted to do this in 1.0. Yeah, and we're already 4 patches later, and they barely released it this one. But also, yeah, hello Epic and welcome. Yeah, it's just like, they've got a lot of ideas, and they're very slow to get them all implemented. Which also, that's more of my worry, that they're actually spending a lot of time working on another game and kind of neglecting Temtem. So I hope that's not the case. Oh, Gazumi is just Tornado. Almost certainly gonna see Hedgen here. Hedgen will outspeed Inky. And then it gets hold up off of its moves. Mustang's able to hit both slots hard. With... Oh, it gets fast charge too, that's right. Yeah, so there's not a chance I'm outspeeding this Hedgen. I bestial charge here. Honestly, I think I just DC beam anyways. It's a really rough position I'm in here. I spent too many resources trying to knock out the Gialis because it was very threatening. And now I don't have much left to deal with the Hedgen. Actually, has slower Gazuma, which is interesting. Tesla Prison, kind of bad. Well, if he's good here. If they update it every month or two with balance changes, it'll be good. I hate to break it to you. Balance changes in this game are once every 4 months now. With possible small hotfix changes to nerf really broken stuff earlier. We see Grandpa swap in for the Hedgen, but I don't have any play against that. Oh, Gazuma? So from 1.5? Yeah. I'm not sure how the patch... I hope they're at least like really big patches, but also good enough to... that they're not just removing a whole bunch of stuff from Thames again. Oh, good thing I got the Toxic Tick. They have a big patch every 4 months, a mid-season balance patch every 2 months, yeah. But if this hotfix is our mid-season patch, then it's not gonna be real useful. I'm in a very, very bad situation here. I don't have anything I can do against Grandpa. If it's Bully, it'll get a buff from the Seas. Undermine. Oh, okay. Maybe I could pull something out here. Doubtful though. Oh, that did nothing. Momo's so tanky on the special side. I think this is unfortunately just game. No way, 1.41 is the mid-season patch. They sounded like they wanted the mid-season patch to be a month in, and they can fix it because the example they used is last patch they would have fixed Jack of all trades and time split Pocus. So I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if this is the actual mid-season patch. You see a hurricane here? No, because I wouldn't hit Volphy. So I'm curious, maybe just a wind burst? Turbo, okay. I guess just to make sure that he can outspeed my move flank. Be fairly disappointed, only like 5 changes worth noting. Yeah. Yeah, it's a... dunno. We'll just have to see. Wind burst. I should have sludge gift the Gazuma. Because there's no way my move flank takes a double in from double tornado. The special attack drop from the undermine really hurt. I'll give it a try, but this is game. I mean, the Kazuma and Grandpa are both -1 special attack. Maybe some off chance that it somehow maybe lives. Oh, a tornado on the Volphy? Greed? Taifu's so much fun now. Yeah, I want to try a raid boss Taifu team. Oh, Hypnosis. I guess just picking the safe play. GG's, Argon. Needed to keep my my Inky alive, but if I didn't kill the Gialis, it kind of would have ran through my team. Another insta match. So there's definitely people on ladder today, so that's nice. Only Taifu I ran so far is a special bruiser, but I think a tanky one with on like a Seppuku Lowaddle team, just get a penance and sacrifice off, and then pretty much the Taifu can carry the rest of the game with leech. I think. It's just that's what I'm theorizing. We're actually seeing some of the same Tems here at Gazuma, Momo, Hedgen, which is interesting. Hedgen's always been consistent. The other Gazuma and I guess Momo's always been good too. Gazuma's kind of new though. Wasn't really good before this patch. Wolfie kind of runs through my team since I have my melee keeps getting banned. That's what your team was, so much fun. The Lowaddle sacrifice sort of combo, yeah. I think that's going to be really good. Might be a top strategy this patch, I think, once people experiment a bit more. But we'll have to see. Toxic's pretty common. I was running into multiple, like, triple, quadruple Toxic teams the other day. Juvine's good here, kills everything except Turok. Unfortunately, best thing here is going to be move flank. Don't know if there's been a meta where Toxic isn't common. Yeah, the Turbo meta, it definitely wasn't super rare. I don't think we've had a meta where it wasn't prevalent at all. But I mean, there's definitely weaker Toxic patches sometimes. We're going to ban Hedgen because it just keeps destroying me. Momo's not great either. Kukama goes down, even though I banned the Hedgen. That's very interesting. Gonna pick Inky for sure, and Doro since we see the Momo picked up. That was a wind move and an earth move. Yeah, that's true. The only thing it gets truly walled by is like a Lawali or a Saku. I mean, not quite half my team, but I mean the Tuvine, Golzi, Inky, and Adoro. Yeah, I mean half the team is weak to it, but it did so much work the last two matches. I really struggled against it, so I didn't want to deal with it a second time, or a third time, I mean. Plus it was just a second ban, and I didn't see anything else overly threatening. The two things I didn't want to deal with are on the board right now. The Mashuk and Turok. How's Toxolotl? Noxolotl is really good as a pure toxic type. It's also a pretty cool turbo support with Hypno. Frontier is asking for a random or a Nuzlocke primarily. So yeah, I mean Toxolotl in an LC team would be kind of rough. Not that the answer I gave was really one that helps a Nuzlocke either. Toxin LC is nice. Is it actually? Power Nap is just bad trance. He's beaten on move flank. He's pretty good against his team, I guess. Power Nap pillows a lot of healing, I guess, and it does get Narco, so it can self-sleep. Let's see. If I Goring the Turok, it should be at least close to Thunderstrike range. I think I'm actually going to CPG the Mashuk though, predicting a Gazuma swap in. Worst case scenario, the Mashuk just survives and I kill it next turn with something else. The flank dies to whatever they throw at it, so... Because the -2 defense hurts bad. I'm expecting a Turbine from Turok, otherwise I would have clicked a different move. Just for more damage. Here's the Mashuk swapping out. Actually for Molgu, interesting. Guess he didn't want to take the risk with me predicting his Gazuma swap. Good damage on the Turok. And the Molgu. Rockfall takes move flank down. We got bait proc though. We're gonna bring in Inky. And we're gonna T-strike and turbine the Turok slot. Inky's faster than my Tuvine's priority. So even if the T-strike doesn't finish it off entirely, the turbine should, unless it's a very, very bulky Turok. Ooh, it's a speedy Molgu, so it's gonna be wanting to get blue screens off. Okay, so T-strike from Inky onto Turok does almost exactly 50%. That's very good to keep in mind. Also, I guess I didn't need to turbine there. Probably should have kept it up for Mashuk coming in. Oh well. Still have yet to try Molgu. Things looks like a monster stat-wise. Yeah, I've been running it on my main team. It's so nice. Just run it next to a Mashuk and there's almost nothing that can deal with it effectively. One turn until the funny move. Yeah. I mean, he swaps here, Mashuk goes down, but Inky takes a lot of damage in the process. because I misplayed and clicked turbine. Yep, there's the uppercut. That is a lot of damage. It's a max attack Mashuk. Unfortunately, the 2 Vine OX is here. Might actually be worth investing into up to 61 stamina with the receptive build. So I might make that change after this game. I think even with the stamina item, the extra regen is usually worth. I know. Well, it's I think stamina is a bit more than 5 invests. Like you're always taking out of HP or attack here, which are both very important values. I'm gonna swap 2 Vine out for Adoro, since Adoro only wants to be against Momo here. I'm actually just gonna click T-Strike on the Momo. No, I'm gonna click Quartz Dirt, just so we have another way to kill Gazuma for sure. Inky's gonna die, but that's okay. I should be able to break through Molgu eventually. I have Wolfie in the back to deal with Team Elusive, so I won't get blue screened. Yep, that's really good damage on both. As the prison does like nothing on the Inky. That was just to break my Bright Beam evasion if I had clicked it. Double Edge. I guess just saving stamina, which makes enough sense. Tuvine has like no stamina here. I'm just gonna denigrate and turbine. I think at this point he wants the Momo to die so that he can get the fast charge on Molgu. So that he can have really fast blue screens. There's a low chance, but a possible one that we'll actually see Molgu swap. Yeah, it's kind of surprising, but okay. I just swap into Wolfie now. Ooh, that's high special attack invest Gazuma. Gazuma goes down, very important. I'm gonna swap out Adoro because in a late game Adoro can deal with Momo for sure. Wolfie will, because Wolfie will avoid the blue screen, and Tuvine is just, it's done its job. Thank you, Tuvine, for all you've done. We might see an attack from Molgu here onto the Wolfie slot. If we see a double in, that would be really bad for me. But I believe a Plague from my Wolfie will outspeed the Momo and finish off Molgu. Okay, so he does just double into the Wolfie slot. Oh, and he kills Tuvine. Okay. This could be bad. It's a somewhat speed invested Molgu. And I am a slower Wolfie, so I'm gonna Plague it, hope it kills. And then I'll double the slot with a Beta Burst. Just in case the thing clicks hologram. Can Adoro tank a knockback? Yes, it can tank a knockback. I don't know if it can Yeah, I can't tank that though. So I should have actually attacked the Momo here. Oh, use Bark too. That's very bad. I needed to attack the Momo that turn with a Plague because the Mulgu would have died to the Toxic Tick from Toxic Skin. This is why you run speed on your Volphy. Well, Volphy would be a lot lower health. Let me just see a knockback and I can't survive. Unfortunately. Oh, he rested. He's trolling. I guess if he's got speed invest in his Momo, it doesn't matter, but if he doesn't, yeah. I'm not sure why he rested. Maybe he just wasn't sure it would kill, since I was a bulky Volphy. That was kind of a throw, yeah. He thought I had Bush. Oh. But that's a good point. Bush and I would have won the game. Oh, GG's. Win ratio update? Yeah, I completely forgot. I want to say we're 2-1, 3-1 actually. Right. Did they even OX to Bush? Yeah, they were at like 20% stamina. And to kill, I think they would have needed to click knockback. And that would have been like 28 stamina. So unless he was running like 100 stamina on his Momo. Alright, I said I was going to change something. What was it? I know I wanted to put a bit more speed in my Ukama. I forget what max speed Hedgen is. I think it's like 304, 303, so I'm just going to do that. The other thing, yes, stamina breakpoint on 2-Vine. And do. Nice. Alright. All come down to guessing the move pool. Oh, don't worry, they're removing a whole bunch of moves, so we'll have to guess less. We'll only have like 4 attacking moves on every time. I like the variety. I hope they don't remove too much. And I mean, the guessing the move pool only matters as much in best of 1 situations like ladder, but in a bigger tournaments, you can kind of figure out which moves your opponent has. You can add Luma Temps and Showdown. Since when? They just added it in 1.4. If you have a Luma with perfect stats, including the ones it doesn't use, and every single egg move, you can make it Luma in Showdown. You might add stuff back, hoping they took feedback that most people didn't like removing tools. There were 2 very loud voices in favor of removing and sharpening stuff, so I really doubt they're going to do that. They'll add back other tools, but they're not going to change the stuff that they already removed. It's also unfortunate that they did not see the mentioning of not nerfing Zen meditation before it was too late. It was already sent in, so does it have to be soulbound? If it's bought and perfect, yes, it still has to be soulbound, which is really unfortunate. Because I have a perfect Luma 2-Vine, but I bought it off the auction house, so to use it in Showdown I would have to soulbind it. Use Pro Squad, I mean... You can save a little bit of Panzones not having to buy the smoothies and such. Yeah, I think the unused egg moves on a lot of Tems like went way up in price. I checked Flood on the auction house earlier, and it was like 100k, which is nuts to me. I know Flood's kind of used nowadays, but like I just want to perfect my Piranhans. 100k is cheap. I have quite a bit of Pan Suns. Win weekly tourneys instead of losing to blue screen spam. I'm still sad I didn't leave my Platimus on the team. I think I would have had a much better chance. It's funny to me they want to trim down Temtem's move pools and then they bloated Piranha's move pool even more. No, they removed a couple things, I believe. I think it was Refreshing Breeze, and I guess they changed. Hey, yeah, you're right. They did add a couple moves because they added Restore and Ice Cubes. I love Piranha though, so I will not complain about any buffs the thing gets. Energy Reserves was a nice little buff. Ice Cubes, so it has a priority move, is nice. Refreshing Breeze is so weird, I know. It's going to be the next blue screen. The unused move that goes from 0 use to every single Tem that learns the move. It's just going to use it. Just wait. Just watch. Wasn't really a buff. I mean, Piranha getting priority and then 45% energy reserve proc is very, very nice. BRB? Alright, Schwampy. I'll be here. I feel like I could be one hold and be just fine. Yeah, I don't think it would see any use still. It's just kind of a bad move. Doro gets banned. Oh, I didn't even see I was facing you, Shwampy. Funny. That's why he hopped out. So that's my toxic. So I have to ban the Nature Quash now, since that's my best way of dealing with it. Use Albion. Expecting some Electro Punch shenanigans. Wonder if they're gonna click Mimit? Nah, they're gonna click Munko actually, because my best counter here is 2-Vine. My other option is, if I pick these two though, then we'll see Chimerian instead. So it's kind of rough. I think I pick Inky for sure. Inky beats Munko. I believe it would one-shot it. But then I have to worry about Mastion. If they click Mechanical Heat, I mean, that would only do like half my health. I mean, the best combo here is still going to be Inky Goldsy, I think. I'm going to bring Tolkien. Tolkien, I think, can take one E-Punch. Okay. My play has to be to ban Gario now. I don't have any nature. Volphy would get banned anyways. But without Gario, there's no synergy for Lava Wave on the Mastion, and I can still get a T-Strike off on it. Okay, so I think I have the better lead here. So we have a standalone Showdown client now. How will people find out about it? I'm not exactly sure. They don't do a whole lot of advertising. I hope that they... I don't... It'd be nice if they got Steam or like Humble Bundle to advertise it some more, like they did on 1.0, but it might be kind of too late for that. It's probably just going to be word of mouth. The remaining players are going to mention it to their friends, like, hey, this game's free now, you should give it a try. And honestly, I think that'll spread pretty far. And at least people who look for free monster taming games on the Steam webpage will come across it, so it's not too bad. I like Proniant. I've played a lot in the past and thought about what it could use. What's your opinion of adding Stonewall? Help both support version as well as a potential raid boss. I should clarify that the Proniant I play is just a bruiser, so I play mine very offensively. But I think Stonewall would be a really cool move on it, but it might become the best buffing Tem in the game then, because it would have both Fluid Barrier and Stonewall. I just T-strike the Bastion and I also Fiery Soul it just in case the Tremerian swaps in. Monko, okay, interesting. So he did want the Synergy E-Punch. Makes enough sense. But I live that. Is Shrompy your BFF? Yeah, he popped into the stream earlier, but then we ran into each other, so he hopped out. Alright, that is the one of the two E-Punch synergies down, the other one being Mimit, if he swaps it in. How am I doing today? I'm doing really well. Got back from camping trip, just kind of playing some Temtem now. Cool to see we got an update. Volfi is going to be my best swap here. I want to preserve Inky. On the off chance I get the hit off on the Tremerian. That was my camping trip. It was a lot of fun. Got to see my family. It was very short, but that's fine. Spending that much time around people is not exactly my thing. But just seeing everyone and hanging out for like a day is cool. Remove Fluid Barrier from it, you would add Stonewall. Don't think Fluid Barrier... Well, it's just... Fluid Barrier is more thematic. It gets kind of awkward if they start adding a rock move to a water Tem in order to remove the water move. I don't think... Zabian could have telekinetic, which would be really unfortunate for me. What I really want is damage on this Tremerian, though. So I'm going to... Goring. I'm assuming the Zabian's going to change types before Volfi gets a hit off. That's why I'm using Sandstorm here, just for spread damage. Temtem is free, just the online battling portion of it. The campaign and story is not. Which also includes the special modes like Random Lock and Nuzlocke and Speedrun. Even if he swaps in Bastion here, it's not going to want to take these hits exactly. I see the Mimit. Okay, so the Mimit will actually still resist the Sandstorm because it's going to change into Wind type Zalbian. Unfortunate. Oh, that was a lot of damage. That was literally half its health. Crystal Bite. Okay. Sandstorm's going to do a lot here. A whole bunch. I'm just going to Plague the Mimit and... Do I need move flank for anything? Not particularly. Kind of tempted to swap into Ukama though. So I'm going to do that. Don't really care if Ukama survives or not. How would Pokemon people get the Tem? I mean, they advertise it on, or it's not really advertised, but they can just download it on Steam. So that's where a lot of people I think are going to hear about it. Favorite prio button is the monkey button. Yeah, I've actually never really played Size Munch much because it only does click that one button, and it's very sad. Alright, I'm just gonna Aquatic the Tremerian. Seeing a slow Wolfie makes you uncomfortable. I mean, it'll be really nice here because it should live the front whip even. Favorite prio button is Swarmade. Swarmade got hit kind of hard this patch, very sad. I mean, from stall players asking what they want, it sounds like they want 2 turn of exhaust on Swarmade, and so having the stamina doesn't really help them out much. Sludge Gift Goring the Chimerian. If it goes down, then I don't really have anything to worry about. Don't know what they were thinking, removing the exhaust and adding stamina regen. Yeah, I'm not real sure either. It's kind of nice, I guess, for the freeze teams now, because they can click the move, deal damage, and get stamina back. It's gone next patch, yeah. Try to think here. I could Dust Vortex the Chimerian, but if it doesn't kill, I am going to be in a really bad spot. The Mastodon will die to DC Beam. Moonflank's just going to get outsped. I'm just going to Sludge Gift the Chimerian, and I should be okay, because a DC Beam will kill the Mastodon. And then the Chimerian will have to choose if it wants to kill either the Inky or the Volphy next turn. And either one will be bad for it. So it should be alright. Actually funny, we only revealed one of our opponent's gears this game. Flaming Meteorite? Oh, that's interesting. So he's actually going to try and take out the Volphy with Mastodon, which... well, it's bulky, so it doesn't work. But if it did, that would have been very bad for me. Favorite prio button is blue screen is getting even more gutted. It was so bad for so long. This is the first and only time it's been good. Thing of trying Harry Potter Magic Awakened. I have never heard of that. I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan though, so I'm gonna have to say no. Favorite prio moves Ninja. Buff Windcoish. I mean, the Ice Cube's buff is a buff to Windcoish, so... and they already have Debris Typhoon, so I'm sure we'll see some double Windcoish, which is kind of cool. It's more of an underused type. Scared about... is they might think that the change to Swarmade was a buff. Yeah, I hope not. Love when Scunch and Venmet both click the same turn. Yeah, Ninja... alright, Chimerian goes down to the DV. So, GG's Shrumpy. GG. Yeah, had me kind of worried there. We actually got a promotion off of that. Yeah, I had a really good lead. So it was just, and the fact that my Tolkien actually survived the Electro Punch changed the game entirely. Digiaggro's not fun this meta. Really, I heard it was one of the better things against blue screen, and it makes enough sense. But I hardly ever see blue screen, so... I mean, it's kind of nice I don't have to deal with the blue screen teams, but also the counter teams to it end up losing more often than they win, which is really unfortunate. Is Nature Chromion not very viable on Digiaggro anymore? I mean, I feel like it might be even stronger now that the fire teams are kind of dead. Rip Rezo. But maybe Electric Chromion's still really... Chromion's just not super fast. Nature Chromion has a really good defensive typing though. Yowler's Winter Call buff was amazing too. It's amazing too bad it's a 5-hold move. I think it's a really good move, and it's fairly fitting for Yowler. And it's also, it's definitely niche. It's not going to be used a whole lot. It's effectively like one free turn, but you also freeze your ally, which is unfortunate. We really need to bring back old friendship. just for Winter's Call. Can't hit your ally with stuff. Remember they changed Extinction too? I didn't. They really gutted Doom. I'm sad, that was one of my more favorite playstyles. They're trying to move the game away from status effect oriented teams, it seems like. Facing Savannah Lion. He was in the stream earlier, not sure if you're still here, but good luck, have fun if you are. I was always a fan of Raiken. It's probably a Superconduct Volgon, makes sense, a Synergy Master. Adoro, maybe it's not, even. Win ratio? Oh man, I'm gonna take a 1 day off of streaming and all of a sudden I completely forget about everything. The one thing I did remember though is I got an update on the emotes that I'm commissioning. I got to see sketches of all of them and they look so good. I can't wait to show you guys. Old Doom made you cry more than Freeze? That's sad. I really enjoyed it. Surprised he banned Ukama. I guess he just wants to play Raiken. Or I guess he wants to play anything that beats my Inky. Wonder why they killed Burn. Burn nerf on some stuff made me sad. Now I'll never be able to play old Burn team again. Yeah, I mean, I saw some interesting teams running high pressure water centered stuff, and that was really interesting. I'm curious to see if something like an Oshiara, Naga, Hazrat, and another fire core would be something viable. I just don't think running 7 fires is going to be viable, but I think you could maybe get away with 3 or 4. So if I bring Golzy to deal with this thing, I'm kind of in a bad spot. Radiant buff. I think the only 2 Thames high pressure waters viable on is Oshiara and Nagais, but it's really nice that Nagais has a viable priority option now. I guess Calibus could run it in its flex slot, but that's not going to be the best option most of the time. High pressure water Piranha worked for you in Kisiwa. I only picked the game back up again in Arbory, so I'm not sure what the Kisiwa meta was like. I've counters to Volgon, I have counters to a lot of stuff. I don't like Turok. Inky goes down, that makes sense. I'm picking... yeah, he wants to ban both of those, but I get at least one through. He chooses to deal with the Golzy, that makes sense. It can really only use one priority electric move with Hasty Lunge, and then I guess a second one, but you'd OX on that. So it's a lot riskier. Tolkien deals with Adoro and the 2 natures pretty well. I could have waited to pick it last though and maybe picked Volphy now to kind of entice him to avoid picking Volgon, but too late now. Volphy will be really good now though. I didn't want to pick Adoro much. I know it's a toxic that I could have used against Tyrannac, but It wouldn't do much against Volfi. Yeah, you know, it would have been alright. Okay, so with this lead, I'm not 100% I can kill Whiplump. I don't even think I need to. I think I just base jump and feather gatling the Volfi and hope it kills. Yeah, that seems kind of sketch. We're gonna base jump Nox Bomb the Whiplump. Plague removes my Invigorize from the bait. Very unfortunate. Also does lots of damage because Tuvine's special defense is awful. Verticore, Shoshiara, and Hazorak combo is really good this patch. Oh my goodness, that's a really bulky Whiplump. My move flank's actually faster than it. It might be base speed Whiplump. My Goring will outspeed whatever this thing uses now. I just turbine the Volfi since I don't really have any other plays. I suppose he wanted to double Tuvine because it's really good into his entire back. I probably should have saved it. That's something I didn't notice early on. Also, I was not expecting the like 500 plus bulk invest Whiplump. I thought it would just die from the double in and I would get an extra hit on something. Speed favor used in favor of me. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the Tuvine Volfi interaction. His Volfi hit 232 or something. Nope, because it didn't speed tie with the move flank, so I'm not really sure. Tuvine goes down. Very unfortunate, but not a surprise either. Anything Savannah plays is bulky. I see. See Adoro pop in. The flank's not going to do much on this board. Oh, it's Marbles Adoro. I'm going to uppercut the Volfi. That should finish it off. He could swap it out though, and that would be kind of problematic. I'll get a hold off of Tolkien Tornado though. And we'll just uppercut. I hope it stays in. My move flank's faster, so we don't know yet. We'll have to wait until right about now. Oh, nope. Marbles first. He did stay in. Sludge Gift, that does a lot of damage, but the only thing I'm really expecting my Golzy to do is take out Volfi here. Yeah. Golzy goes down. Kind of unfortunate, but we're still doing okay. Now we get to play chicken. No camo on the Volgon, so the safest play here is for me to Fiery Soul and Sludge Gift. I think. Because Fiery Soul I would live the... it's hard to say. I can swap out the Tolkien, because if I can keep Tolkien for the late game, that's better. Swap in move flank, but if he T-Strike betas the Tolkien, I'm kind of in a bad spot. Because then move flank would die to the beta. And maybe the chip would have an effect too. This Marbles is actually doing a lot of work. He stayed in. There's a T-Strike. Maybe the Adoro clicks Inner Spirit on Volfi too. No, we see Denigrate. Okay. Move flank goes down. Unfortunate. I now have to hope that my Volfi outspeeds the Volgon, because if it doesn't, then I lose for sure. I don't think Sandstorm kills. It's not something I'm gonna risk. He swaps out here, just not wanting to take the risk. Oh, a mom's lunch. That's really bad for me. That's not even that much damage on Adoro. Yep. There's the Inner Spirit coming out. It's not actually too much damage on Volphy. And it will OX. My play here is just to Fire Tornado the Nidrasil, hope it kills, and then to... Oh my goodness, I should have Sludge Gift. Should have definitely used Sludge Gift. We're basically going to be in the same situation though, where I have to be faster than the Volgon, so it doesn't matter too much. Because even if I killed the... Or no, because... Ah, shoot. Why is my token not 81 for the 6 regen? It's just 5 extra TVs that would be completely wasted. Yeah, so me not sludge gifting the Nidrasil is actually just lost me the game. There was no reason for me to rest there. Yeah, Toxic Skin's just gonna make sure I die to the Thunderstrike here. Even so, I don't think a Fire Tornado would finish it off. So GG, Savannah Lion. It's actually not the first time I've seen not sludge gifting into a resist losing a game for somebody. That's something I need to do more often. Alright. Another quick Q. Facing against Laddie. Advanced Tuvine. Kind of interesting. It's really only good against his Nesla and Adoro. Yeah, Laddie's been running this for most of the patch. Sounds like he's been having quite a bit of success as well. I think if I ban the Nesla, then I should be able to... You know, whatever my plan was, it was bad. I was thinking I could outspeed and deal with most things with Tolkien. But I'm not sure how much speed he has on his Waterbird. He's not even going to bring it. Looks like a very speedy team. Yeah, I think he's running max speed on almost everything, if not everything. He definitely has me here in the lead, and it's going to be kind of hard to get back from it. If I ban Shimurian, I can sack Tolkien in the lead, and that helps me a little bit. And because I only need to swap out Inky then instead of a double swap. Bans out Volphy, which makes sense. Goldie's not going to really help me because Mudred outspeeds it. Most of his entire team hits Adoro as well. Thank you for the follow, Boxhead. I mean, I can still get like a hasty off on either Golzy or Tukai. So right now the biggest threat is the Mudrid. I guess I should have banned the Mudrid over the Chimerian, because I can at least get like an Oshidashi off on Chim. Too late now. I'm gonna bring Moonflank just because it can deal with the Mudrid a bit better. Also, I'm actually gonna swap in my Golzy right away. Just in time for the end of the stream. I got a little while left. I was able to get on pretty early today. Plus we got quite a few viewers, I don't want to let them down. I'm not even sure if there's anyone else streaming Temtem right now. If there is, I'll raid them as soon as we're done. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's really anyone playing PvP though, so. So many party peeps? Yeah, it's always cool to see more people. This is a pretty good turn for me. I think Golzy can take another one of those. Yeah, because 383 doubled would be 366. I have to be careful here because I'm actually seized, so my adrenaline shot will not work. So if I want to click an electric move, it has to be... Yeah. I'm going to Tornado the Hazrat, and then I will Oshidashi the Tukai. He's just challenging me. So I could have hasty lunged there. I would have been on a bad board state next turn though. Still kind of on a bad board state. You're off to bed. Have a nice stream. Thanks for stopping in, Lore Weaver. Always good to see you. Have a good night. You should not tell us when the stream ends, surprise us in the middle of the fight, turn the stream off. That happens every time I lag, so. We're probably going to see Golzy come in here. We should see Mudrid, interesting. I'm not sure how fast this Tukai is. I'm pretty sure I can kill it with the Bestial Charge. But if I'm not faster than it, then I'm going to take a ton of damage before I get to do that. I really don't need the Golzy for anything though. So I'm thinking I just uppercut. Force him to finish me off. Crystal Dust, okay, that's fair. I didn't really have anything that wanted to swap into that anyways. And he used Tornado, so I wasn't outspeeding. I guess I could have used Goring, but oh well, too late now. My only play is to bring in Ukama, but he's got 2 counters to Ukama here, so... With Golzy and Adoro, I was kind of surprised he brought in Adoro right now. Why does Goring Water Cannon the Mudrid? If he swaps, then I'd get a lot of damage on his Golzy at least. He didn't even swap. I guess he's just confident he can deal with my Inky with Golzy, I guess, which makes enough sense. It's not a good matchup for me at all. At to live though, that's really important. Because now I can get an aquatic off. Actually, I have to swap to Inky here. That is my only play. And then I aquatic row in the Golzy. Might still lose this anyways to an Inner Spirit from the Adoro. See a Hasty Lunge? Okay, that's good for me. And then a Denigrate? Okay, that's bad. That's very bad. Yeah, because that removes a lot of my fighting power here. So Goring will outspeed and kill this Golzy. If he Hasty Lunges... Yeah, so he has to... Okay. So I basically have to predict if the Adoro is going to Inner Spirit or not. Because if it Inner Spirits, then I want to Bright Beam, so that I can avoid it. This Golzy will not get an attack off. Unless it's Hasty Lunge, in which case it's OX, and I can ignore it for a turn. So if Adoro Beta Bursts this turn, breaks my evasion, then it can hit me with Inner Spirit next turn, and I won't be in range to kill it. But I could Quartz Dirt instead and kill both the Golzy and the Inky. Or and the Adoro next turn with T-Strike. So I honestly have no idea. I'm kind of tempted to just Bright Beam, predicting a green circle click, but if I'm wrong, I will lose the game. So there's the Hasty. We see the Inner Spirits. We do, okay. I believe that's GG. But just in case Theodoro pulls something funny, I will not say so quite yet. Because I can Quartz Dirt, get a lot of damage on the Adoro. Oh man, okay, you know, a T-Strike might not even kill, which would be really bad. Yeah, it's just gonna Denigrate me, lower my special attack even more. But I think that OX is it, which will allow me to get 2 T-Strikes off. Oh, it doesn't OX. Oh man. Yeah, I just lose the Toxic Skin. Well, he rested. And I'm faster. Yeah, he had to attack there and hope that he could deal 49 damage with Beta Burst, which I believe he could. But if he couldn't, I would have won anyways. So that's actually the second time in a row now I've rested. Or I've won because my opponent rested on the turn before. Your spirits just say if you don't damage your opponent's full charge again. Oh, let's not do that. That would be interesting for a move though. It's like if this move whiffs, you can use it again. Yeah, GG's laddie. That was a very, very close game. I was up to 1 prediction and one rest. That determined the game. We're 5-1 with this team, I think. So that's actually a really good win rate. I'm glad to be able to show a lot of winning games here today. If I had to take a look at this team and think of what one of its worst matchups would be, it doesn't match well into Earth particularly. So if you face a lot of Earths, it can be kind of bad. Because both Tuvine and Inky lose to them for the most part. Tarak isn't great, and Golzy wins but also loses against them. You're kind of good against lots of mentals because you got move flank. Getting out sped and digitals can be kind of bad, so that's why stuff like Hedgen is threatening. Adoro third trait when attacking with a hold move refreshes duration if damage done is less than 25%. Hey, that would be cool on a Tem with a lot of hold moves. I can't think of one off the top of my head. First one that comes to mind is Inky with Mineral Hail, Paizo, and Diamond Fort, but you can't really change either of its abilities. We're facing Tsubaki-chan, or Swahan. I don't know. I'm not sure if he changed his name or if this is just like an alt or something. So he's given Stall a try this patch. I have a lot of offensive Tems. So my first thoughts are that I'm doing okay here. I think if I ban the Grumper, I can bring one of my 2 crystals, and that's super good here. I want to bring Inky if possible. I don't think the Gorender is going to be running Clay Ball because it's most likely running Purgation and Shelter, which means its offensive moves are going to be Nox Bomb and either Defib or Paizo, just so it has stabs. Volfi will be a problem because my only melee is Goldsy, and it also has healing with Lifeful Sap, unless it's Kaleidoscope. Purgation doesn't exist anymore. My apologies. Beef up, yes. It's the same idea though, just +2 attack, just for offensive scaling. I do have to be slightly wary of Doom with Cycrocs. I don't like Inky can push it off. Tuvine has bait. I want Inky for sure. It's just so much straight up damage. Even if he picks Volfi, I'll just pick Golzy and it's fine. I guess I could have picked Golzy first. Tried to scare him off with the Volfi. See, he wants to make Yowler work, I see. Gonna be a big question of, does this Volfi have Lifeful Sap? And honestly, it probably doesn't even have Sludge Gift, so I can actually keep my Inky in turn 1. Yeah. One of the most joyful things is clicking reset on Stall Team after all the build-up. Yeah, Synergy Black Hole gives me that same feeling. I don't run reset often, but Synergy Black Hole does make its way onto my teams. Or I should say it did in the past. I used to love running it on Valiar, but then they removed it. No, that was one of my favorite moves to run on it. And it's more of a support move than an offensive one, so I don't know why they said they removed it, because it's too similar to Sandby. And yet they give Valiar Nightmare Feed, which Sandby still has. Why? Okay. So... seeing Toxics and Natures here. I've got Tolkien. But also, Kama's going to be useless. Volfi's going to be kind of rough. I think I banned the Kinu. I know there's a Mimit there. I don't know if it's striking or not. He could just buff up his Yowler. I want Tolkien for sure. Blue Flank's nice upfront damage, and since it's got so much stamina, it can just keep the pressure on. And I think I'm going to go Volfi for stam control. I have to really hope that this Volfi does not have Sludge Gift, or at least like overpredict him into thinking that the Volfi has Sludge Gift or something. Basically, I'm going to uppercut the Volfi turn 1 and then T-strike the Yowler. I cannot let the Yowler get too far ahead. But if Inky dies, I'm not sure if I have any chance to win this game, so... it'll be very interesting to see this turn 1. Could determine the entire game. That's how stall works. Whoa. Clicking the fun buttons. Let's go! Yowler could swap to like Garunder and Intersil as well, since they adequately eat an electric hit, melee hit. If it's not a striking Mimit, if it's landing, it could swap into Golzy and get the resist with the electric and then come back and hit with melee. But it would need speed and vest to outspeed my Inky. So I doubt that we'll see that. It's probably just a full bulk Mimit. Okay, he stays in. My T-Strike's faster, but I'm assuming this Volfi's not bulky, or not speedy anyways. Does it have Sludge Gift? My Golzy's still faster. Does it have Sludge Gift? It has Lifeful Sap. And it is... Well, if it was Kaleidoscope, it is seized. Okay. I don't really want to take a Savage Suplex. I can live, but it won't be pretty. But if I can kill this Yowler, I can prevent it from raid bossing, which would be really helpful for me. He probably wants to swap in Mimit here so he can get the Mimit on his Yowler before it dies. But hard to say. Wolfie's almost certainly swapping out. It's a really nice time for him to keep around for my team. Plus it's his most reliable healer. We could see Nidrasil swap in to get Bark Shield hold off, but my plan still doesn't change. I can't risk letting the Wolfie stay in. Prayer Wart Ultrasound. That'll be kind of an interesting combo, but it sounds like Discount Mom's Lunch to me. It was actually landing Mimit, and it's Mom's Lunch. That is not what I was expecting. At all, actually. That means I cannot stay in another turn on Inky. Or Golzy, I don't think, for that matter. This puts him in a really nice spot. Yeah, that did nothing. I was not expecting the landing Mimit. I was really expecting the other trait, because that would be way better in this situation. Or and against most stall teams, because when you transform, first of all, it's Ultra Prio, so you can take anything you want on the field it's on. And also when it transforms, it takes half damage for the first turn. And you get +2 speed, so it's just a whole bunch of huge advantages with like no drawbacks at all. My team had actually lost in a recent tournament because of striking Mimit. It's a difficult thing to pull off, so facing a player that uses it well can be really difficult to play against. Okay, yeah, we see the spores on the Mimit, no real surprise. Tough and interesting. So this is Mimit's third turn on the field. I don't have a status I can apply with Mimit, with Mooflank, unfortunately, to push off the regen after the fire. I'm gonna see if I can at least pressure the Mimit off the field, so he has to swap it out, turn it into something else. I don't want him to get Winter's Call off hold. Also fun to pull it out late game, get a digital version of Rush. Yeah, that can be fun too. Digitems like to be... most people calc their Digi-Aggro Tems to live like one super effective or neutral hit and just survive on a sliver of HP. See Volfi come back in. It avoids the Bestial Charge now, so that's really unfortunate. Good play on him. Fire Soul actually does it quite a bit. Bestial Charge, not so much. Burned Clinch isn't going to be too much to worry about. Probably, we might see a Dust Vortex on Tolkien here, I'm not real sure. He has nothing in the back to take a Fire Tornado plus Held Anger though. So if the Mimit stays in, it should die. And if it swaps out, whatever swaps in should almost die. Is it not worth running Execution on move flank after the buff? I tried it once, but the amount of times I got it off was low. The problem is that it's one prio, or low prio, so it's basically Flank has to survive longer to get it off, to get value out of it. Alright, so we shouldn't have to deal with Yowler anymore, because this double in should just delete it. 4 hold 1 prio, it's a Pipe Dream. I got it off a couple times, but it's only against like really tanky teams and if move flank's able to swap a lot. Also, hello and welcome, Dangerous Rhymes. I probably shouldn't have used both my high damaging moves at once. I just didn't want to risk anything. DV on Tolkien. Does a lot of damage. And Tolkien is very nice for my team, so that's a little sad. I wonder if we'll see the Mimic come back in. The Seized is off, so he can exhaust everyone with Mom's Lunch again. But then he'll turn into a Volphy as well. We see Garunder come in. Buffed Mimid Volphy would be pain for you. Yeah, I think I'm gonna double in the Volphy this turn. A Nox Bomb probably finishes off Tolkien. Ugh. Do I think Nidrasil's coming in? Nidrasil's also a pain. It hurts Inky pretty bad. If it's got Narco hit, it can just delete Golzy. Not delete it, but it can hurt it pretty bad. Tolkien's adequate to deal with it. I might just hold off and keep the Tolkien alive. Get some stamina back, not have to risk anything. I'll swap in Volphy, get the hold off of Dust Vortex so I can threaten out the Garunder. And then we're just gonna base jump the Volphy. I think it's Kaleidoscope, so it shouldn't have any ways to heal now outside of Nidrasil. So any damage I get on it's gonna be really good. With priority, it's faster than my move flank and can get the exhaust, so that hurts. Nox Bomb on my Volphy, no surprise. Does quite a bit. Seems to be high attack in Garunder. I'm doubling in the Volphy. Worst thing he can do is swap in Idrisil. Going will outspeed the Plague. Unless it's some speed invest on the Volphy, my Plague will also outspeed his Volphy. So if he uses a move, he'll OX and take damage. Very nice for me. Could just see a swap to Idrisil though, and then keeping in the Garunder. Or maybe we'll even see double Nidrasil here. So he keeps the Volphy and swaps out Garunder. So he is just going to get the Mimit Volphy. Plus 4 defense. That will be a problem. Also the Mom's Lunch makes it so my move flank will OX. Which is bad. Yeah, the Mimit has reliable healing with Layful Sap as well. That Kaleidoscope doesn't matter, because the Mimit Volphy has Layful Sap itself. Should be a no speed Mimit, so I'll be able to outspeed with Volphy. Probably gonna see Nidrasil come in though. I'm actually going to swap Volphy for Golzy. Oh, my move flank actually had perfect stamina. It did not OX. I'm just gonna rest on it though. Try and get holds off. And I guess swapping gets holds off as well because of Hurry Wart. But I don't have any great swaps for it. Dust Vortex is off now. I can Oshi this slot and Goring the Volphy now, so he has to double swap or else he's in a bad spot. Because he doesn't have any Earth move to hit Golzi with, so he'd have to hit at least an Uppercut and Oshi. Even a +4 defense, that's going to be a lot of damage. And if he doesn't swap Volphy, then he can't transform his Mimic back into it. He actually, okay, he stays in. So once this Mimic goes down, it is gone. Just no longer an issue. Maybe it was still hiding the Sludge Gifts, possibly. Yeah, that's not a lot of damage. Ugh, Mooflank barely goes down. Really unfortunate. I'm gonna bring in my Volphy. I really need to threaten out this Mimic. Its defense is buff, its special defense is not. So a Plague Uppercut should be able to outspeed and kill it. There's no move that Garunder or Nidrasil can click that will put me in a bad enough spot this turn. The worst thing that could happen would be a Nox Bomb onto Volphy and then a Nidrasil that's faster than my Volphy to kill the Garunder before I get a Dust Vortex off. But I think we're doing really well here. He does swap the Mimic, so this isn't going to do very much to Nidrasil at all. Okay. It has Bark Shield up now. I still have Tornado on Tolkien, so if I can just kill one of the Tems and force Nidrasil to stay on the field, we'll be in a good spot. Don't have to worry about an ace spread right now. The Seized is off the Mimic, but if it swaps in now, it'll still become Volphy because it'll be mine, actually. That's kind of funny, I didn't even consider that. I'm actually going to swap my Volphy out then. Swap it for Inky. Just to make sure, if he swaps into it, he'll become an Inky. Volphy without Lifeful would be less threatening. That's true, it would be less, but it would still be kind of a pain. He actually stays in with the Garunder. Kind of a surprise. A Dust Vortex would kill it for sure. I guess he just really wants the Golzi gone. But now he has to swap in Mimic to my Quartz Dirt Inky, which should be also bad for him. And it certainly doesn't want to become an Inky and take a Dust Vortex. So I'm going to hold on to the... Nah, I don't need to hold on to it because I have Volphy on the field. So we'll just get some good damage on both of these Tems. And I still have Tolkien in the back just in case, with Tornado up. Finish anything off that happens to survive in the end. Synergy, Quartz Dirt. Grunder does not quite go down. That's kind of... I mean, it doesn't really matter, but a bit sad. Also just Dirt into Evade. Dirt into Evade. Yeah. I hope a Sludge Gift kills. I can't risk taking another Tink, plus whatever other move. I'll just T-Strike though. Even 4 times resisted, it'll just do like 10% still, probably. Which should be enough to finish off something a Sludge Gift can't. Yeah, 10%. Alright. That should be GG. Ninja still has no way to kill my Inky, and I also have Tolkien to clean the game up in the end. I'm gonna Plague just to OX, just in case something happens somehow. And then Quartz Dirts, just because it's high damage. Plague will probably kill now anyways. Alright, GG's Tsubaki. I do feel awful that your main that stall got nerfed so bad. But still a good game nonetheless, even with how much of a disadvantage he's at because of Krema nerfing him. He still put up a good fight. Oh, almost gonna oh, got a message from somebody. Oh laddie. GG. I don't remember the situation in that match. I guess it makes sense he thought I was Fizzmaster because I had a move flank for neutral synergy. I just like specking Key more, it's just more upfront damage. You can make use of the Bright Beam evade better. Going to bed. Thank you Senpai, thanks for always stopping by. Have a good night. Not sure if it was overall big nerf to stall or just a nerf to... Well, I mean, their playstyle is the real stall. Like, everything else is just like bulky aggro. If you read Geno's big post, he kind of gave ideas of the different types of stall. He basically classified it as like... I forget what the first one was called. It was like True Stall, Raid Boss, and Doom Stall. And all three of those just got completely ruined. So as our people just don't remember your stall. Are you talking like Salad Stall, or are you had a special team? I was not around, so I'm not familiar. Move flank goes down. Realizes it's a threat when there's no mentals around. Scally still plays stall very effectively. That's interesting. I should pop into a match sometime and see what he's running. Salad with Tsubaki. I thought everyone was kind of running Salad back in like the olden days. Shoot. I just don't like hedging. I really don't. Waspine Worshipper? Oh, are you Millie then? If so, your Twitch is different, so I didn't recognize you. Okay. Two Vine's still pretty solid here. That means we're facing either Volfi or Turok. Volfi's the best option here. I'm pretty sure my Volfi can take 2 uppercuts from Mushuk, so I'm not too afraid. Yeah, Millie, I never ran into you too much on ladder back when you were more active, so you only played 3 matches this patch? Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen you, a long time. Certain things that really felt good. Yeah, I was running auto destruction full offense Waspine a few streams ago. That was really fun, but it was not viable. I haven't tried a stall Waspine in a long time though. Don't like Momo. Yeah, Mushuk Molgu's a really good offensive combo, and we know from our previous matches this is a speedy Molgu. I wonder if it'll be faster than his Mushuk. May or may not be running auto destruction over blue screen at the moment. That's fun, I like that. It's cool that they gave it defensive scaling too, so you can even build it defensively and it'll still deal some offensive damage. Oh, Kama goes down. I want both of these for sure. Stopped in 1.0 because versions of stall you used to play became unplayable. That seems to be the theme. They're just slowly making the entirety of stall unplayable. They're bringing in little pieces of it back that they are fine with, I guess. Stuff like Crystal Deluge on Shween's kind of cool, but removing Sacrifice is less so. I'm gonna bring a Doro just for Inner Spirit. You don't enjoy the Genesect Tsubaki stuff? Yeah, that's fair. I mean, everyone enjoys doing different stuff. Like, I enjoy Doom Stall, but I just don't enjoy the other forms of stall myself. Generify Binary, Fire NATO, and Zen Med Hedgen? That's fun. Obviously had to come back when your queen got buffed. Just straight up uppercut, not even a P-jab. I guess he didn't know if I was determined, didn't remember or something. Yeah, glad I got the Sludge Gift off. That would not have outsped with just that. Gonna Dust Vortex the Mole, go get some damage on it. Mushuk probably swaps here. And then Volfi dies to a turbo attack, unfortunately. Actually, I should not have Dust Vortex because I'm gonna get outsped because it's a stupid speedy Mulgu. Yeah, that's an oversight on my part. Maybe I'll get lucky in a hologram or something. I wonder if this Mulgu has a lot of bulk investor, if it's like all speed attack. Because if I could one-shot it with Inky T-Strike, that would be really nice. I just have to be really wary of Turok Volfi. You see Mashuk swap out, probably for Turok. Nope, actually for Volfi. That's interesting. I'll use Cyber Cloud, that doesn't kill though. It's good damage on the Mulgu. I'm actually really tempted to just use CPG on it so it's in range to DC Beam, but then I would die to Volfi on the field, so it's not really worth it. Kind of have to Feather Gatling and then Threaten Turbine on the Volfi again. Hologram on the Mulgu, that's kind of lucky. My Volfi's dead though to this one. Oh, I'm faster. Okay, that's actually huge. Does this Volfi use like Dust Vortex on two Vine then? It did, okay. That's fine by me. Yeah, Volfi goes down. That's one of Inky's biggest counters. I guess I don't know if Garunder has... If it has... Oh, what's the move? Clay Ball or not. If it does, I'm sure it can one-shot Inky instead of getting walled by it. So that would be problematic. And I won't be able to find out until there's a board where they're both on it. Also, blue screen is up. He can't use it yet because Volfi's still alive. I guess he could, but like... There's also two almost dead Tems, so I'd be surprised if he used it. We'll probably just see a Cyber Claw on one of these two, and then... another move on the other. I'm just using Plague and Turbine on the Mulgu. That way I can put it in DC beam range, because I'll be faster than Mashuk on both of these, so whichever one gets to move off is good. And then we know from our past matches that Inky can take one uppercut from Mashuk. I wonder how much speed is in this Mogu. Maybe like put less in it at some point or something. I think I'm in a really good position. Oh, never mind. That was a good play on him. I can still DC beam the Mogu and it's trapped. Want to see Mogu click the button? If it's faster with hologram, that would be problematic. A little bit. But then then Volfi dies and I bring in Golzy and I think we're still doing okay. Problem now, I guess, is if Mashuk can outspeed Inky. Well, the hologram does outspeed. I should have T-striked the Mashuk. Uppercut on Volfi, okay. Yeah, he's making really good plays here. Like, I would love to Bright Beam and finish off the Mogu, but if he blue screens and I don't DC Beam, then I'm in a really bad spot. Beta Burst will finish off the Mashuk. He shouldn't be able to get a Cyber Claw off on Adoro. It's a fast Mogu, but I don't think it has more than 200 speed. Oh my goodness, it has auto destruction. It actually did click the button. So that just happened. Alright, well my Adoro needs to be faster than his Turok now. If it's a base speed Turok, I should be okay. If it's not, then it's GG as is. It's just stall stuff that really felt good so far. Nudrasil, Tento, Sakai, stuff that felt decent. Kinu, Broccolum. I think Waspine will still be really good after blue screen nerfs. Didn't really get to play her yet. Oh. Fortunately, the Turok is faster. Clay ball? Wastewater. Okay, maybe I live? No, not a chance. I guess my play there was to swap out my Adoro for Golzy to get hold off of Oshi, but I still don't think that would have killed Turok. The auto destruction was a really good play. Funny enough, this Mogu is not running blue screen, so me playing around with the entire game, I didn't even have to, because we saw it has Faraday Cage, Cyberclaw, Hologram, and auto destruction. Yeah, it seems like a really fun Mogu set, but like now that I know that it has auto destruction and not blue screen, I'm not going to be afraid of it at all. Yeah, I still got another game, maybe two in me, but kind of winding down. Been a pretty long stream for a weekday. Let me see, is there anything else I wanted to talk about? Not that I could really think of. I did add for the channel points. Next stream, you're going to spend your channel points on a team improvement. Cool. Yeah, that was actually what I was just gonna say. I did add that because I know I said I was going to. I hope I can offer some good insight on the team. Like team building is, for the most part, like what I'm best at. So if I can help people, that would be great. So I want to do it now. I mean, if you have the points and want to spend them, like it's up to you whenever you want. You'd be the first one to use channel points on my stream, so. I'm actually not sure if it gives me a pop-up or something. Oh, there it is, okay. Hopefully I can get out of this Spreal encounter before I find a match. Eight and 2 in placements? Okay, so it's already a solid team. Alright. We're in P7P. Alhi, I already like it. Alright, so helicopter kick. It's a very speedy Alhi, good to know. Speed tiers, fast Kapire as well. Oh, what trait was this? Bruiser? Yeah. I'll turn one. Sorry, Wart. Only new high pressure water. I like it. You haven't clicked cage yet? Yeah, that's one of the things that I definitely noticed. Cage feels it's too high of a trade-off move to get consistent value in my opinion. Stuff like tenderness is actually really nice now. Execution could be used as a more niche option. You don't particularly need base jump if you have goring bestial charge. They're just kind of better options most of the time. Could consider swapping cage for tenderness or execution then. I would definitely consider swapping toughen for hibernate here. And what item do you have? Nut bar? Honestly, it's really interesting because you have a super fast team for the most part, and then Yowler's just slow. It's really weird speed tiering. It's kind of a nice defensive swap, I suppose. But like your team has no support to help Yowler get Winter's Call off. It's a neutral for Hedgen and Kapire. Yeah, I suppose like Scunch looks like a better option for this team, but then you're making your Digi weakness worse. You don't have a crystal. Maybe you could consider a Valash. Scavenger Valash is pretty good. It's more. You could even go like offensive with Madness buff, special attacker. Because if you get to a situation where if you lead like Hedgen and Valash, you could Madness buff and heat up and force them to trade off either one or the other. So you get a +3 boost on at least one of them. Maybe just don't run Winters. Well, the problem is like if you need a double in to kill something and Yowler's on the board, your opponent is going to get a hit off guaranteed. If you were running a bulkier team, I would say Yowler would be alright. But I just can't recommend the Yowler personally. Other option is it may be Momo. Momo's at least a bit faster and can get hits off. Still provides the neutral synergy. I also ran Adaptive Arachnite. It was a bit bulkier, so probably not a good fit for this team, but it's actually always a neutral. Large mental weakness, that's true, you do have... I didn't even look at the bottom three yet, but... Valash might be a good change to help reduce the mental weakness, keep the fast pace up, and allow upfront damage. You could almost even run Soil Steam Gravel Bag Turok on this team, because it's speedier. That would be about the only thing that you could even change on Turok. It's a very simple tem. But like anytime you run speed on Turok, it's almost better to run Gravel Bag Soil Steam. What about Ventil just because? Give it a spread. The only change would be Soil Steam. I personally don't like special defense in my Turok. Attack's good. I think if you're running Speed Rock, you want 221 breakpoints. Triple Soil Steam is 65 stamina. So you can actually... You don't even need breakpoint. And then however much you have left in HP. 200, not bad. You can put the one extra in special attack just in case it gets turned off by Golzy. Golzy is about the only thing you have to worry about with Soil Steam users. Maybe like a Lava Wave situation. Gravel Bag. I'll remake a code for this after I swap stuff around. I'll also swap in a Valash, just since we talked about it already. I still don't know Valash's number offhand. Or any of these, really. Is it in the meme section? No, it's at the top. Let's see, I think... Sharpening's cool, but I think a special set's better in general. You can run Bait since that's available now. You only have one, or no, you have 2 wins, so you do have double Crystal Dust synergy, which is cool. Triple C Spikes is quite a bit of invest. No, I think Oshiara definitely needs Beard more. If you just go up to 69 stamina, you can do Madness buff plus Crystal Spikes twice. It's only 55 invest, so that's reasonable enough. Special Valash without Sweatband is kind of iffy. I guess what we could do is give Hedge and Beard Valash, Sweatband, and Oshiara Bait then. But I mean, Oshiara definitely has more stamina issues. I don't think Bait Valash is bad, and I think with the Stam Breakpoint you can still do most stuff. Does Hedgen even need a Stam item? That's a good point. No, I don't think this one would. Yeah, because that would only give it like a 4-turn rotation, right? If it's 17 plus 21 plus 26. 17. See, what you wouldn't... if you click Generify, Binary Flood, and Fire Tornado, you would still be fine with even a 61 stamina breakpoint. And you could invest like even more in special attack if you want. I'm not sure what the HP defense and special defense are. If those are calced for something. So I would go down to 61. Once, you know, it's probably putting enough HP and hedging to live in ice cubes from Psypat, if that's reasonable. That would be something to look at. But I'm not sure what that breakpoint is right now. So yeah, I would change hedge into that. Unequip, unequip. What bands towards the bottom. And you could go down to 65 stam, I think. I'm not sure Volash's best breakpoint for... Well, that would still give it a 3-turn rotation. Probably would allow triple crystal spikes as well. You don't need max speed. Outspeeding max speed Goldsy is kind of nice on crystal spikers. That would help make sure your electric weaks don't get hit by a hasty lunge at least. Wouldn't have much in HP then. So I'm not sure how RDD hedging to hurt those waters. Yeah, unfortunately can't use the one here. Maybe, oh, an attack for Ninja. Yep, there we go. Drill's not a bad item on hedging. Even a hacked microchip, the new one's kind of nice. Defensive item like double screen wouldn't be bad because it seems to be a generify hedging. Marbles is available on this team. That might be nice too. Maybe just marbles for now. This would be the... yeah. If you could swap the item around on this if it doesn't really work out. And then Mashuk... What is this one for? Couldn't you, if you just want 43 stamina, couldn't you just do that? This Mashuk spread's kind of all over the place. I like the 248 speed breakpoint though. I'm not sure if, I mean, I don't think the 1 TV can be used for anything. This HP and special defense makes it look like it can live like any tornado in the game. Defense is probably there just because you can honestly just put... yeah, you have 4 now because you had the 1 extra. It's already defensively bulky. And then attack just scales. I just want to make sure... 248 times 5, 372. Yeah, so that'll outspeed anything after a turbo, basically. And then I mentioned Cage. Personally, I like the idea of tenderness. Especially on an aggro team. Speed just for slingshot. I mean, you could go down to 221 if you want. I mean, unfortunately, like you're gonna be clicking turbo most of the time. You could go for... let me just do some calculations here. Why is the SV7? This is a tireless Mashuk, so it actually gets a... when it overexerts, it actually gets an attack buff. It's one of the few times that having a lowered SV is actually nice. Yeah, you'd probably have to invest too much speed in order to outspeed a like Ukama after a turbo using priority. You'd have to hit 283, which is probably not worth it, unless you really want to take out of HP. But from my experience, you want enough defense invest in Mashuk. So even though the 248 breakpoint isn't for anything in particular, I think it's still a good point to hit. It allows speed 232s. After a turbo, it allows speed anything, really. It's not using prio. Um, yeah. Helicopter Oshi is going to be the best two melee moves here. This is always the best moveset on Kapire. Unfortunately, it just doesn't have other options to really work with. HP is kind of weird. I know I used to calc my Kapire to live a Soil Steam from Acronox. But I think that's a bit more HP invest in this. Plus, it's not really a matchup you want to stay in on. 73s, yep, good. Special defense seems a little weird here. I mean, all your defensive invest is like it could be focused all in either HP, and you just kind of take the matchups that you're weaker on, like the defensive side. But that's all up to you. If the team mostly feels good, I'd only make minor changes like this. The Hedgen could definitely be more offensive. It not having an ability to hit things on the first turn feels kind of bad. Gear on Shook. I don't think Diabolo's bad. I usually like to run War Drum, but you don't have enough physical attackers to justify that. Coat. If you wanted to run Coat, you could actually save a lot of those defensive TVs and invest them more in speed or attack, so that would be an option. Double Screen's always good defensive value, but you're more of an offensive. Fiery Heist on Moments. Oh, are you the person who ran that and pushed off Doom? Yeah. Moments' best Doom removal is Fiery Heist, because it applies 2 statuses, and it doesn't even deal damage to your ally. Yeah, I can't really see a whole lot of good items for Mashuk now the Slingshot's kind of out the window. Coat's about the only other option you could run. But it would require doing more calcs. I'm not sure what the strongest tornado in the game is. You could I suppose it would be Whip Lump, just because it's got the highest special attack, and that's definitely a matchup you'd want to calc for to make sure you live a tornado. I'll do the calc even for you. I should probably set up something where I can pull up my Chrome tab on stream so you guys can see what I'm doing. Because right now I'm just staring at a screen. I'm still trying to talk to you guys to keep things interesting. Let's see, tornado, max special attack. This Mashuk's invest 291. 82. Actually even lives extra there, so you could cut down a few TVs in special defense. Just throw that in attack because it'll scale infinitely. If you gave the thing code, it wouldn't need special defense, and it would only need like 100 HP. So that's definitely an option as well, if Diabolo's not proccing often enough or something. I feel like Diabolo's better on a Tem that's more likely to be ignored. And Mashuk is something that's going to scale really quickly and isn't going to be ignored. Last Rush Grandpa, I don't calc for like odd situations or like bonus damage. Because like I could calc for a max or special attack, max speed, hyperkinetic strike. I also don't calc for marbles, or OX. I suppose you'd want a little bit of extra health with Mashuk. So we'll put like a little bit of that back. There you go. That should be good. So it ain't perfect. It's something to play around with though. It's hard to judge a team just by looks sometimes. I don't see any glaring weaknesses with this team. You have triple monotype, which hurts a bit. And you are, in general, a bit weak on the special defensive side, just because you have, like, Turok, Mashuk, Alhi, and Muflank. All three have higher defense than special defense. But, like, if you look at my team here, I have, like, 8 out of the top, like, 20 defense Tems in the game, and I'll have garbage special defense. So it definitely works. And I don't even bother investing in the weak defense. So you could just drop all of, like, all of this, put it in HP, and it would work for the most part. I guess that's really the only one. I think that's about the best I can do. It's already a really solid team. I will create another code just in case you wanted to copy the edits instantly or right away. So there it is for you. I'm not going to add it to my team codes just because I don't know if you wanted it there. Plus it's your team. And then I'll hop in and do one last match before I get off, just for anyone who's stuck around. I hope the team building didn't bore too many of you. I enjoy it, so. If you have any more questions about the team kit, just let me know. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I saw the team we used today. You'd probably run slower, bulkier Valash. That's fair. 280 speed. Is 280 a breakpoint I'm not aware of? Yeah, I guess there's not too many goals he's running around, and even so, it would be a pretty awkward board if you have like Valash and Oshiara, so understandable. Plus, you're raising your special defense with Madness buff, so it's nice to live the special hits afterwards. I just wouldn't make it slower than your Mashuk or anything, so 280 would be just fine. The other thing is, it'll like get outsped by Inkies and stuff. So it's almost like you're running a slower aggro team is another thing. It's like a lot of your Tems want to be faster, but if they're not at max speed, they're still going to get outsped. So for me with speed, it's like either hit a breakpoint or it's all or nothing. So if 280 is a good breakpoint or something, I'd say that's fine. Because I think your Capyro is that speed as well. You also have to think about which one do you want to outspeed, or do you want it to just be based on the position. Because left slot always goes first if it's a speed tie on your own team. Ugh. Oh, got a match. It'll be our last one. I gotta grab some water. Alright. So we have a pretty interesting team here. Team mostly exists because you want to click buttons with move, flank, and compire. That's fair. I made a team just like that last patch. The attack buff to move flank was really nice. It put it back in the spot. It's kind of a more aggro Tem, but it's not overbearing or anything. So I'm almost certain that this is a Kaleidoscope Gario, just so that anything can survive the turn one. I kind of want to ban the Shellant because I don't want to pick Adoro this matchup because he's got multiple things that can threaten it really bad. And the Adoro is the only thing I really have to deal with it. He might still ban it? Really? Why? It's maybe because it's the only toxic I have and it's good against Mastion? He could want to lead like a Gario Mastion lead and then just click Rage. I wouldn't be surprised there. It's not like I can lead Inky into that because Gario threatens. And so does Mastion for that matter. Vulcan gets banned out, so he'll want to play around Shimurian. I definitely want to pick Volphy, threaten out the Gario. Could swap Drum for Malhi to Shook and get Drill on it. I'm not so sure about that. You know, I should have looked at your Alhi's stamina value. Alhi's base stamina is really low. Hopefully it's enough for like a Feather Gatling, Oshi, and then maybe a Helicopter Kick or another Feather Gatling. Pick Volphy, just because I know I want it for sure. Probably pick Zadoro here, maybe Mastion. It's from the Showdown preset? Okay. I'm not familiar with all the Showdown presets or anything. But for the most part, they should be really solid sets. If it feels bad, then you can always swap stuff around. Like if you're getting outsped by a whole bunch of stuff, you can add more speed. If you're dying too quick, just add more HP. If you keep running out of stamina, add more stamina or swap the moves around. I know another good move that all he has is P-Jab, but there just aren't enough physical attackers on that team to justify running it. He still banned the Adoro, which is interesting. I now want to ban Inky and then pick Ukama. My Ukama will now outspeed his Hedgen because I changed it earlier. I should probably update the team code. Saddest part to me is they put Stamina Invest on Tent Okai to get the 61 breakpoint. That's really weird. Gonna be clicking like Fast Jinx Whispers, Toughens, occasional 5 PPH, so. And then resting like 10 out of 10 turns, 9 out of 10. Inky's good, and honestly I think I just go Golzy because it hits Chimerian. The Gario matchup's pretty sketch, but I don't have great options here. It'd be nice to get some stamina control here. Oh, interesting. It's actually a striking Mimit. That's a little less to worry about. Original creator of Tent Osakai, you wouldn't dare run a Doom move on your beautiful Tem. Really? Do you just run like Hook for offensive scaling and then... Oh, I guess you can run Nito and it's still offensive. Like Nito Rockfall or something, maybe even Clay Ball now that it's 0 hold. Yeah, I definitely want to keep Volphy in the back, especially now that I can't really worry about Chimerian. What are the chances that he uses CPG on Volphy, right? I mean, it's not like I need Golzy for anything else other than killing this Chimerian. Earthbreaker? That's fun. I guess I tried that on my stall Osakai as well. It's just so much stamina. They really need to reduce the stam cost of that move. I'm glad that was on the move flank. Also, it's a speed invested Chimerian, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. I don't think it's max speed, so I don't have to worry about it too much. But it's definitely not something I want to leave around. Chimerian swaps out, but nothing really wants to eat an Oshidashi. Bestial Charge, that doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but that Resbad's just kind of a weak move. I hope the Bestial Charge kills. Huge, okay, that helps a lot. So the Mimit has an up bar. Unfortunately, it's on a very stam efficient Tem, so it's still kind of an issue. Yeah, just uppercut and then goring. Worst case scenario, the Mimit outspeeds my move flank and finishes it off. It doesn't. So now, unless this is a max speed Shimurian, I should outspeed and kill it. Which it is not. So now he has to either bring in Mastion, which is weak to electric. Do I want to click Charged Iron here? I'm not sure if I do. I'll click it, and then I'm going to swap into Kama to get the Aquatic Whirlwind up and start picking on this move flank's poor low special defense. I'm sure it's defense invested. It's a nutbar striking Mimit. They're usually high defense invest because they don't need to invest in speed. And whenever you're a Mimit and you don't know what you're stealing, it's good to have either mixed invest, or mixed invest is bad, so it's better to just not invest in an offense at all. Bestial charge, that damage hurts, but Mastion can't even hit Ukama, so not afraid. That should be the Mastion in DC beam range for whenever I get around to, you know, finishing it off. 300 bulk, 100 stam, 300 speed, 300 attack Mimit. It's an interesting combo. Really? The Mastion swaps? It's neutralized and I can't even touch it. Oh, no, it's the Kaleidoscope. That's right. So Aquatic actually whiffs here. Oh, I actually thought Golzy would get the hasty lunge off first. But nope, it's a very, very speedy Mimit. It's a pretty free Plague Tsunami. Even with a Held Anger, it seems like a low to no offense invest Mimit, so Volphy should only take like half health from that. Any ideas for a gear for Water Custodian Naga? I ran something in my video the other day. Like, they're taking power out of a lot of gears, so honestly, like, you're getting less value. There's not a whole lot of gears with high value. Alright, Mastion goes down, it's really good. Marbles is definitely one of the better options if it's available. Other options could maybe... Honestly, Rock Shield might not be bad. Because you're weak to Crystal and you actually die to them. Or you can actually survive them. Stamina items are nice as well. Ammo might not be awful. You're still weak to Toxics. And not dying to burns is cool. Rock Shield over Tukma Mask. I suppose they're about equal value. Completely up to you and what your team's weak against. If you have a... Yeah, it definitely depends on your team. If you have more Toxic weeks or if you don't have enough wins, then Tukma Mask is going to be better. Water Custodian Naga's kind of bad. Honestly, I really like Water Custodian Naga. It's such a cool Tem now. I just want to see gears. Yeah, let's see, what do we all have here? Double screen's not bad. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot of great gears for Water Custodian Naga. Your best bet is definitely going to be either Sweatband or like a stamina item, or if you want a defensive item like Rock Shield or Tukma Mask, depending on your team. It's definitely playable now. Yeah, it'll like if you're a really water weak team, it'll be good for sure. If you don't have water weaks, I don't think it's going to be much on the team. I think it's going to be an essential pick on burn teams nowadays, though. Any of those that somehow survive, because it's one of the better high pressure water users, and also fires being next to a Naga is actually really threatening. Plus providing like lava wave synergy is cool. Like I played it next to a Hazrat, like even though Hazrat's not actually weak to water, it was still a really good board. Actually, none of the lava wave Tems are actually even weak to water, are they? Because it's just Fire Koish, Bastion, and Hazrat. But yeah, so that was my last match. I'm getting a little burnt out. Oh, not burnt out. I'm just tired for the day. And I got work tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to call it. If anyone has any like last second questions they want to ask, just generally about the game. I know we got a lot of viewers in here. Maybe some new players just wondering if they have any last tips they wanted or advice. I'd answer one or two. If we don't have any, I'm gonna just end the stream because I don't think there's anyone to raid. I'll check real quick. I don't see anyone playing comp. So yeah. I'm not seeing any immediate questions. It's bedtime, yeah. It is. I want to thank you all for showing up and watching. I really appreciate the support. Yeah, I think I've said most everything else throughout the stream. My brain's kind of going kaput. 3 hours straight of streaming is a lot for me. I'm still getting used to the whole thing. Yeah, thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time. Hopefully tomorrow at around the same time. See you then. Bye bye.